Let me ask you something. What do you think happens if you don't take action to develop yourself? If you don't work on your mindset, your skills, your habits, do you stay the same? Welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my regular watchers. Today, we're going to look at the truth about not working on yourself. So the big question, what happens if you don't take action to develop yourself? If you don't grow, do you stay the same? Picture this as an example. Picture a plant. You bought a plant, you now have it in your house. Your job is to water it, make sure it gets enough sunlight and nutrition, everything it needs to grow and to continue growing. What happens if you don't do those things? Slowly the plant starts to decay and withers away. Much like us, we're beings. We need things to keep us going. So aside from the essential needs, which is the air, the food, the water, we need to constantly keep working on ourselves to make sure we're developing skills that are going to help us in our day-to-day lives. We need to make sure we're keeping up with the changes that are happening. What do you think happens if you don't grow? Do you stay the same? You guessed it right. The reality is we don't stay the same. If we fail to work on our skills, our habits, our mindset, we start to slowly slip backwards. You're either growing or you're decaying. This is where my passion for personal development comes in, because this is something that we have control over in our lives, deciding how much we can grow in a short period of time, deciding what we can achieve in a short period of time, understanding that lifespan only allows you a certain period to be able to do certain things. And if I sort of take your mind back to think about children who are in nursery, primary school, so the lower level schools, this is the opportunity to learn to read and write. It's the opportunity to learn numbers, to understand the basics. By the time they get to the next level, they're expected to know some things. As adults, when we get to a certain age, we're supposed to learn things. But the problem is where there's no system in place, people are left to their own devices, their own timescales to learn and grow. And a lot of people are not aware of personal development as a program to help you to develop your skills. And therefore, they stay in a loop of repeated behaviors, a cycle of just repeating daily habits and getting into the same situation and having the same outcome, and not realizing that all of that can change through working on yourself, having that self-awareness, working on developing skills that you may not have already. The illusion of staying the same is we like to believe that if we stop working on ourselves, if we stop pushing ourselves, we'll just stay where we are. And that's just not the truth. The world keeps moving. Technology changes. People are evolving. Opportunities shift. When we think not changing means staying safe, the world keeps moving. And if you don't, you get left behind. Your skills fade away. And then in turn, your confidence drops, which then leads to comfort becomes a cage. You want to stay in a place where you're familiar with because you feel like that's where you're comfortable. But the truth is you get stuck in there because you're then not able to understand or relate to the things outside of there because things are constantly changing. So a perfect example of this, I would say, is AI. Artificial intelligence is moving very fast, is developing very fast. And our job is to try and keep up with what we can, try and keep up with what is relevant to our day-to-day lives. You can say, no, I'm not getting involved in any of this AI stuff. I don't care about it. But the truth of the matter is, it's going to impact different areas of your life. The truth is, change is constant and change is happening fast. So if you choose to think that the skills that you have now will be sufficient for you and you don't need to grow, you don't need to do anything, you're going to get left behind. And then at a point in time, you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough skills to keep up with everything that's happening, which then in turn will drop your confidence to, oh, I don't know if I can fit in here or fit in there. And then what happens is you get caged into that place in your life where you just don't want to try anything new now because your confidence has dropped. So the importance is, and this is not just in relation to AI, it's in relation to your mindset, your other skills, just general life skills, things. Communication is a key element for personal development. If you want to grow as a person, learning to communicate better is so important. So it's all these different skills that can help you in different areas of your life. You have to choose to work on them. And for myself, as a personal development advocate, I'm still working on all these different areas and I continue to work on them because I want to become the best version of myself. I don't know what that is. I can only find out once I work towards it. The cost of inaction is one that you cannot afford. I can't afford it. Doing nothing has a price. You start doubting yourself. And we've already spoken about self-confidence, self-esteem, how to build that up. So it's something that you've already worked on to get to the level of confidence you are now. You can't begin to settle for less. You'll teach your brain that goals don't matter when we know they do. Having a dream or having hope for something, looking forward to something, setting something ahead for yourself to work towards, it's important, and it could be something small, but it's important and it gives you momentum. You don't want to get to a place where every time you start saying to yourself, I'll start tomorrow, because you're just going to delay your own potential. And personal development is all about getting to that potential. I don't even know how great my potential is. All I'm doing is working towards revealing that for myself. So I hope when you watch my videos and work on yourself, you have that mindset that how great can I become? Who can I be if I really work on myself? Because the greatest version of yourself is already within you, but you just need to do the work to bring that person out. Don't allow yourself to enter a downward spiral where you miss one day, it becomes you miss 2 days, and then before you know it, it's a week. You've missed a week. You've missed a month. Then you get to the point of thinking, what is the point? What is the point? You skip a goal, you skip another goal, you set another goal for yourself, you take no action, and then it becomes a lifestyle. You just set goals and achieve none of them. You want to live your best life, but all this inaction and all this staying the same and not growing just causes you to stop living, stop enjoying, stop being excited about life. And that's not what we want. We want you to be at a place where you're constantly pushing yourself, constantly working to be the best version of yourself. And this is not competition with anybody. It's for you to have the best experience of this life journey by knowing that you're doing the best that you can do to be the best that you can be. Growth matters. Because if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who wants to work on their personal development, has got ambition, and has set themselves some big goals that you're trying to achieve. So your growth matters. Growth isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Being able to learn, practice, and reflect, take small, consistent steps, build momentum. All these things will help you to grow and become the best version of yourself. And one of the most amazing things is when you grow, everything around you starts to grow. Your relationship starts to grow. You start to build really solid relationships. Your career, you start to develop. You start feeling the confidence to go for the promotions, to go for the more money, to change your jobs. And therefore you put yourself in positions which will allow more growth. When you think about your personal development, it's not just for one thing. It's an all-round activity that helps you to really get the best out of your life. So here's a challenge for you. Ask yourself, where have I stopped growing? What have you been avoiding? So just be honest with yourself. What have I been avoiding? And it could be just updating that CV so you can start applying for new jobs. It could be getting some new trainers so you can go to the gym. What have you been avoiding? Take one small action today. Don't let comfort steal your potential. The cost of inaction isn't missing success, it's missing who you could have become. There's a story that Les Brown tells that really captivated me, and it's about a man on his deathbed and all the dreams and visions and all the ideas that ran past through his mind during his life came to him and said, "Why didn't you bring us to life? I had the book idea and this business idea and all these ideas. Why didn't you bring us to life? You had all the equipment and all the tools that you needed within you to bring us to life. Why didn't you bring us to life?" So for me, I've always thought about that, and I feel like my drive in life is to make sure that I do the best I can do with the time I have here, so that when it comes to the end, I can say I really did try my best. I really did do the best I could do. And in the process of that is literally having fun with it and challenging myself to how great can you become? What else can you achieve? And it's not a matter of becoming obsessed with it. No, it's just fulfilling the feeling within you. Making sure that you're not allowing pressing dreams and pressing goals or business ideas that come to you to just come and slip away without you trying to do something towards it. So you have that peace within you that says, this is what happens with that, or this is the success that I've been able to build because I went for that. So make sure you're working on your potential. I don't know what your potential is, the same way you don't know what my potential is. What we can do together is work on finding out how great we can be. Thank you for joining me on this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet for weekly videos on growth and mindset. Remember, growth is a daily choice. I'll see you on my next video.